Hello and welcome to another video here at Movie Mash, and today we're going to talk about Scream 6. And as you see, I'm in the car. I've just come out of seeing it and I'm just going to give you my initial first thoughts. Alright, so starring Jenna Ortega and Melissa Barrera. I think that's how I'm sorry if I said it wrong. I'm not familiar with her, only from part 5. Now, just quickly, I watched all of the Screams this week. I've never seen the 4 and 5 until last night, and 1, 2 and 3 are really vague in my mind. So I had a lot of fun watching them, and as I watch this, I will say it is a lot of fun. Now, it's not to be taken seriously. Like, if you're going to analyze this, then there's no point you watching it. It's not the best of the franchise. It's probably in the bottom, but I won't say where, because tomorrow I'm going to do a Scream ranking, so from 1 to 6 in best to worst sort of thing tomorrow, and check that out. But I will say that it's a lot of fun, but let me just get into the positives. So first of all, I want to say that Ghostface, right, well, Ghostface, he's more aggressive on this than usual. He doesn't fall over and he doesn't get beaten up as, like, he just seems like a clumsy killer in the last few. He's always on his back, he's always getting knocked out, he's down on his back a lot. But on this one, a couple of times, but as I say, he just seems more of an aggressive kind of killer than usual, which was really good. Now, there's a couple of good scenes on this film, like as I say, like taking it into New York, took it away from the setting that we're used to, and it was a nice change. And they did use the city. It did feel like we were in New York, because like you could change the setting, but it didn't mean that it feel like it was. Well, it did. As I say, there's a couple of good scenes, really good scenes. One with a ladder. Oh, this is a non-spoiler. One with a ladder. One with on the train sequence. I think part of it was in the trailer. That was really well done, really well shot, and that was quite good. As I say, the acting is pretty good all round, and I like the chemistry between all of them. It's all pretty decent. Neve Campbell, as you know, isn't in this one, and I'm not going to get into the politics of this because most of you know why anyway. And Courtney Cox is. The thing about Courtney Cox is, it's nice to see her. She's old school Scream, so we're getting one of the OGs back. But the thing is that she literally plays the same thing and does the same thing. They're all hating her for a reason, and she ends up helping out. I'm not going to go into too much more, but it's still nice to see her in it. But that's, as far as I'm concerned, is all the positives. Now let me just jump into the negatives. Right, so negatives. I felt like this definitely isn't the best of the 6. Where it's going to be in the ranking tomorrow, check it out, but it's definitely in the mid to low, I would say. Now, don't take that as a bad thing, because Scream's worst movie is better than some other franchise's best movie, so let's just get that clear now, right? It's a lot of fun, but what I say is, I knew who, maybe it's just I'm getting new, I watched too many this week. I knew pretty much who the murderers, well, the killers were at the end. And as much as I like being right, sometimes I like being wrong too. I'd like to have been surprised, but I wasn't. And what I'll say is, I found the third act a bit too long. It dragged out a little bit too long. And there's a line between like funny and silly and horror. It kind of rides this very thin line where it's sometimes borderlines on silly. Something about the reveal of these murderers, right? They just go so unhinged when they reveal. Like, they seem like normal kind of well thought out people throughout the film until the end, and it's like, you know, it's like, wow. Like, if you've seen the last one and the one before that, as soon as the reveal, that person who seemed level-headed through the whole thing is just like that. And again on this, maybe even worse on this. But you know what, it's a fun movie in general, like, so I'm not going to hold it in. The film knows what it is, I know what it is, and people who are going to see it know what it is. So yeah, it's not the worst reveal. And the reasons behind of the killings, or their motivation, again, it's a bit it's all right. I mean, look, what can you do? This is the 6th movie in a solid franchise, and to be honest with you, it couldn't be that easy to keep writing a good like movie. And to be honest with you, as much as I said it isn't the best of them, it's still really decent. So I would definitely check it out. If you're a Scream fan, check it out. There is a lot of fun to be had. As I said, I didn't hate the third act. I thought it was a little bit too long, and sometimes it's a bit silly. There's a few things that happen in 5 with the main character, I've forgotten her name, but that I didn't like, and I think people will know what I'm talking about. It happened again on this, and I was like, it just feels out of place kind of thing, like, you know, and I'm not sure. It's not the worst thing, it's just, and it doesn't happen a hell of a lot, just you know. And another little nitpick, I won't go too much into it, but you know, like what's her name, the lead girl, I've forgotten her name, but she was in the last one. Well, as good as she is as a final girl, I find her a bit bland or a bit boring as a character. There's not enough personality in her. Jenna Ortega seems to be really good, and the rest, they're all good. I'm just saying is that she's not Neve Campbell, and it's not fair to compare her to Neve Campbell at all. It's not fair, because Neve Campbell is like, she's pretty high up in the final girl thing. But I'm just saying is with her, she's I find her a bit bland as a character. I don't know what it is, and her acting's fine, just I find her a bit bland, but still did the job. It was still fine. So my last final comments is that, look, as I said, it ain't the best in the franchise, and it's just my opinion, but I will say it's a pretty solid 6, because I mean, how many 6 movies can you say that you've gone to see that you've thoroughly enjoyed, that's held its end up? You know, not many, to be honest with you. So they've done a good job. Now, when they're talking about Scream 7, as far as I know, it hasn't been greenlit, but the writers have ideas and they're prepared and ready to go at it. So I suppose it's all down to box office with this one. We'll see. I still will go and see in 6, and yeah, I really like. Yeah, it's a good movie. It's solid. It's not the best, but solid. And yeah, go and check it out. Now, if I haven't already told you, please like and subscribe. These are just my thoughts coming out cinema. I'm blurting it all out. I'm just saying this is what I thought, and I thought it was pretty good. Now, I was going to say is that tomorrow I'm going to do Scream ranking between 1 and 6. Now, I will be giving away spoilers, but I won't be giving away anything to do with part 6. I'll be just putting it into where I think it should go in between 1 and 6, as I've watched them all. I'm going to say this though, before I go, is that I haven't seen Scream 1 or 2 since I was young, probably 3 when they first came out, and I've forgotten how much fun they were, especially the first few. They're actually a lot of fun. So you know what? I watched 4 and 5 not expecting much. Really good, really enjoyable. So my anticipation was high for this, and you know what? I have a lot to say about them, but check out my ranking tomorrow. But for now, and until next time,